The following is an actual play of Pandemic Legacy. Pandemic Legacy is a storyline-driven board game, and we will be exposing certain storyline elements through this play. If you don't want to be spoiled, turn back now.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Wandering Wayman Weekly Report. I'm your Ronin in the Know, Mr. Joe, and on today's episode, we're going to do a quick recap of the efforts of the Electric City Saviors in the month of March. March opened with initial concern as the resurgence of Mongolian fever turned Asia into a hot spot of infections, but aggressive strategies by the Saviors wound up carrying the day in the end. In addition, the military finally started getting involved in the efforts to help tackle these pandemic legacy viruses. Military bases now became an option for the Electric City Saviors to put time, energy, and budget concerns at use to build throughout the world and acquire military transport services that would ignore riots in cities. Given that Karachi also began rioting and the TSA has continued to deny flights into and out of any rioting city under normal circumstances, this could prove huge as the Saviors advance through the year and continue to try and find a cure for Coda. In addition, we wound up finding a grassroots movement that started to build up from Karachi despite the riots, which may lead to the Saviors having unintended but certainly useful aid when they may need it most. Unfortunately for the Saviors, as they've been doing so well, government will be cutting funding after March, so April will see the Saviors on their own dime and their own efforts. Hopefully they'll be able to tackle everything that gets thrown their way as they continue the fight against the pandemic legacy. I've been your Ronin in the Know, and I'll see you out on the field.
After this game.
Alrighty, folks. So,
Come on.
it is time to start our game of Pandemic Legacy.
Have you already got the cards in there?
Not the epidemics.
Okay.
Because I'm going to deal with...
Right. That's what I was wondering. I was like...
Dave has got Anita the Quarantine Specialist. We are basically... The rest of the three of us are in our normal roles. So I have Malcolm the Dispatcher, Justin Grilled Cheeses. Will over here has got Micah, or Mika, which one is it?
Michael.
The researcher, so that's our normal spots. We have as our win bonus, from the last month, we have put a military base in Baghdad. The April mission briefing said, carry on. We have to get 2 of the 3 objectives completed. We must discover the cures for 3 normal diseases. We must eradicate at least 1 disease or have a military base in each of the 6 major sections of the world. The purple token Dave is pointing to is the reminder token because after the second epidemic, another legacy card gets dealt out. So,
Fun shall be
Yep.
had by
We
all.
have, in this game, we have no funded events.
correct. Our funding level is 0.
Because
It
we
can't
do
go
our
any
job.
lower.
Yeah. Now,
You think?
no, it can't. Now, one thing that I do want to correct ourselves we've been doing wrong up until April, I don't think it's really killed any games, but we are not allowed to have more than 7 cards in our hand, ever.
Oh.
So if you have 7 cards or more in your hand at any point in time, you will have to discard down to 7.
The same asked a couple times, but
Well, but that's part of a turn. I mean, even if it's not your turn and you wind up with more than 7 cards, you have to discard down to 7.
there has been a couple events where they've been able to draw out a turn.
So, so there is
Or
that.
like the research
Love
can
that.
give you
So-
cards.
Alrighty, folks. So let's get the show on the road.
No.
For you, sir, Chennai.
Chennai in the black zone.
I get Chicago, Taipei for Jesus, and Ho Chi Minh City for Micah. Tehran, Iran for our quarantine specialist. I get Manila, which is red. Tokyo, which is red for grilled cheeses. And Khartoum, which is yellow there. And if, Joe, if you'll do the honors to start getting those equally dispersed. While that is going on, I will shuffle up and we're going to start seeing where all the bullshit is going on. Not at the moment.
Okay.
Feel free to have a seat.
I'm just going to move it out the way.
Is it 4 or 5
Okay.
of them in there?
Well, if you want to move it out of the way, let's move it over here behind me, because I will eventually sit down.
Start over.
So,
Hey, extra shuffle. Some of that then.
oh, no problem.
You want to sit drop?
All right.
Fine, you must see any damn.
I assume.
Wow, it's like that.
I assume
also.
not.
Okay.
It's getting heated in here, guys.
I ain't seen you in a minute.
It's pizza jello
Go ahead, buddy.
Direct
in the waffle
taunting.
maker.
Exactly.
All right.
Innovative simplicity is a good
I
thing.
thought some was weird if you did.
Here's, let's see, for the record, in case the original preamble does not make it into the video. Common structure is our bonuses on red and black. That means that those two diseases can be cured outside of a research station. We have easy to categorize, or something like that. Sequence rather, on black, which means that it no longer takes an action to cure black. You can do it during your turn, doesn't count as an action. Blue, Coda is now gone from Coda Alpha to Coda Beta, which means that it can no longer be treated or cured, period. So, not cool. All right.
And
we
Yellow
have-
is continuing to be bog standard and resist their efforts to do anything about that.
Yes.
Our other end of game bonus was the unfunded event that's now on one of our cards.
Yeah.
If it shows up, we'll show it to you.
Yeah, we got 2 of those. And let's see here. Lots of places unstable. We'll talk about them as we get to them if it means anything. Lots of riots going on.
The only real new right was Karachi.
Yeah. Tune into the Ronin News Network later and you'll see what's going on. All right.
Yeah, if I don't get confused by this game.
3 yellow. Go to Santiago.
Oh boy.
Santiago's way down here.
3 red. Go to Tokyo. And 3 blue. Go to Madrid.
I'm glad you guys don't leave me alone with these cubes. It looks so much like candy.
2 yellow. Go to Cardin.
Exact same thing.
My wife said that all the little research stations look like gum. 2 red to Shanghai.
And the little cubes look like gummy bears.
Yeah.
And 2 blue to San Francisco.
Not gonna lie, I'd eat them. I'd eat them if they were actually going.
Okay, Rita gets 1
Amazing points.
black. Paris gets 1 blue. And Taipei gets 1 red.
Everything is rather spread out, and that's not a good thing for y'all.
And there's a good chunk of blue on the board, which is also not a good thing for y'all. So,
Petri dish.
alright.
The uncurable. Yep.
Alrighty.
We know what your first action
So-
want to be.
Well, which route are we going to play in? Are we playing clockwise or counterclockwise?
You know, that's the other thing we're actually technically supposed to do. We are technically supposed to determine who goes first at random.
Yes.
So,
Then you just
All
pull
of
4
those,
blue
so-
cubes.
What
No,
I've
there's
been
one
begging
black.
for since the beginning of the game.
we go clockwise and we pull at random to see who goes first. So, if you get the black one, you're first.
Well, that was simple.
Yeah, right.
Alright, so
okay.
Will is first.
It was destined to be. It was the black cube.
And you go clockwise.
I want it noted that I did not make that joke.
The dumb tip.
Alright.
I'm just breaking the racism ice.
I'm just.
Alrighty.
As ever, folks, this is an adult-oriented podcast.
Alright, well, you're
broadcast,
first.
really.
broadcast.
Now, we will want to remember that we now have the extra action that you can build a structure, period, research or military base by discarding the card for the city you're in. The military shuttle flight action only applies to the
Anita.
quarantine specialist, Anita. So,
Yeah, but you can drop the military base on the first turn.
yeah, Will is the black token. Grilled cheeses is yellow cause cheese. I'm the dispatcher. I'm blue, and the quarantine specialist is red. That's
Because
it.
David loves red since he was 4.
Exactly.
I'm just so happy.
And I'm forever a Crane Clan player, whether I play L5R or not. So,
Even though that is more of a crab shade blue, isn't it?
yeah, it is. We'll
You
call
take
this.
what you can get.
No, we'll call this
see-
one Signar blue.
If we could paint
So-
one of the tokens green,
You
that'd be
can't escape
fantastic.
it, Mike.
Hold on a second. You prefer green?
I like green. If we have green.
Okay, whatever.
We're making
So
a,
you're green
a current
cheese?
substitution, despite what L
There's a
happened
green
last
token.
time.
There's a green token.
He's
By the way,
green
not
cheese
a
from the
green token.
moon.
What
That'll
are
come in the new expansion.
What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Okay, because that wasn't.
Okay, so for the first action,
Yes.
the researcher has given a red card to grilled cheeses.
Okay.
Ho Chi Minh has been given to
All
grilled
right.
cheeses.
So you got Ho Chi Minh City. That's action 1.
I got 3 actions left.
Yep.
Or Flats cartoon. Since I am the pilot, I can do that.
Yep.
And not have to actually spend
As the
it.
pilot, he just flashes that he has the card. There it is, and he goes straight there without discarding it. So you're there.
Normal riot rules would apply.
Yes.
Thankfully, cartoon's not right.
Yep. So that's 2. You got 2 to go. That seems like as good a plan as any to me.
Next
All
turn,
right.
you can start with the military.
Here's
base
your
if you
first
want.
player card,
And we're going clockwise. Is this
Yep.
correct? Okay.
Yep. And you
Go
pull
Cobb.
both cards at the same time.
and here's
so
your
it doesn't
second
matter.
player's card.
Beijing.
Okay.
That was
All
it.
right.
Yellow and then red.
Your
for
first
anybody.
disease is Sydney gets 1.
1 to Sydney.
And your second disease card is Cairo gets 1.
Cairo gets 1. There we go.
Great location for.
Jesus steps up to the plate, I see.
Jesus needs to get places. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Well, don't forget that you can also, for one of your actions, quarantine a city you're in. For
Yeah,
example,
you can
should you go over to Madrid, you could drop a quarantine on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or since quarantining is not as powerful, could make it all the way to Tokyo and get one of your 3s immediately off because medic.
Sure.
I was thinking either that or Santiago.
You're
Or
not
that.
going to make it to Santiago.
Yeah, you can-
Local
Get-
connection.
True. You can get down to Lima and do it.
Yeah.
I was either gonna do Santiago. The Madrid idea I didn't even think about, but I was thinking about going to you. What's your you pointing at something? What's up?
I was trying to get to Tokyo.
Try to get Tokyo. Yeah, Red is playing a bigger part in the game right now.
That and
Well,
And it's also the early lead on cards.
I can also be flown around too. That's
here,
another thing.
well, that's
but you
his
can't
turn.
cure on the move
Yeah.
unless it's
that way.
actually cured.
that way, once you get to Tokyo, even if it's at the end of your turn, Mike can move you to Beijing, and on my next turn, I fly to Beijing, give you the Beijing card, and that's all 4 red. Since it does have common structure, all we need is
Yep.
4, and we can
No,
cure
we
it
need.
anywhere.
He still needs 5, but he can.
5.
But he doesn't
Sure,
have to be in
anywhere.
action. 4 is the scientist.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I would like
Sorry.
to.
But
I
I've
can
got
cure
I've got a
anywhere.
fifth one.
Is what that is, right?
I'd like to bring up 2 facts.
Yep.
1, there's going to be an epidemic.
Yeah.
There's going to be an epidemic, and
There's
1,
gonna be
2,
an epidemic.
3 of them are going to burst.
Yeah.
There's a good chance. We don't know how long. These can't come off.
True. Well,
So it's a question of, do you risk your turn popping up the epidemic, or do you hope it doesn't and then leave it on the dispatcher to go quarantine?
but that's what I'm wondering is, I guess, you have more quarantine power than I do, and I don't know
I can
exactly where
quarantine
you're-
one place that I'm not at,
Yeah.
and then I have the same power you have.
Yeah, but still, that
The-
saves you like
the one effect I do have is forecast. I'll get to look at the top 2 cards at the beginning of my turn, so I'll know what's coming on my turn. I can quarantine that one of those 2 towns to go ahead and stop a new problem from arising.
Yeah.
You guys gamble how you want.
I'm gonna take the risk and go to Tokyo.
All right. So it's 1 to
1
Chicago,
to Chicago, 1 to San Francisco.
and
Third
1
move puts me in Tokyo.
and fourth.
Fourth,
is-
I will take off all 3 red cubes.
All right. So let's give him his 2 cards.
Go ahead.
There you are. What do you got?
First card is Johannesburg, which is yellow,
Yep.
and Delhi, which is black.
All right.
The first disease card is Osaka.
All right.
The second disease card is Lima.
All righty.
So somehow you're proving prophetic, because red's being one of the biggest problems they have right now
So it's my turn.
for card size.
And remember,
Which is
you get a
rare.
free
Red is
action.
not
Yep.
playing much
I get an
anything.
extra action
You
because
did
we're in the
last
same
game.
city.
It
At
was
the
your
moment.
initial resurgence, and
Um,
just aggressively treat it like now.
I seriously think that freaking Madrid is gonna suck. Let's see.
You could get there. And
Oh, I
pop
can
a
get
quarantine.
there and quarantine it, and actually still have an action left.
Because
Yeah.
he gets the free action.
Because
because
I
we're
have a
cousins.
5th action because we're family.
That's right.
So, and I think I'm actually going to do that.
Brother and
So,
sister? Yeah.
Cousins.
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 So 1, 2, 3, quarantine Madrid for 4, and my free family action.
Weren't you going to move token to token so that they could do
Yeah.
some shopping? Or sharing, I mean?
I can do that.
They went to Tokyo for shopping. Haha.
Well, the idea was to push him here because Will's just going to fly himself to Beijing.
Which,
Well,
and granted,
Which I would not be mad about that.
but the other side of the coin is that
You could let Will then fly back across the map instead of spinning an action to go to him.
isn't Will giving Beijing to the medic?
Yeah.
So they just need to be in the same spot. It doesn't matter which city
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
Yeah.
So
You could fly token.
I'll just do that. Is that cool with you? All right.
that still lets him get
Here's
back
your
over
first
to Khartoum
Yep.
if he wants to lay down
So-
a military base.
Atlanta, GA, and womp womp womp. Epidemic. So
Go ahead and move it. 1.
there's 1, and
Lagos.
Lagos.
gets 3.
Yeah, no.
Suddenly the medic may
All right.
need to get back.
Where's Lagos? There it is.
Yeah.
All right.
There's only one card in this deck right now that will make an outbreak. Everything else will just be
2,
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2.
both yellow. So if it's Lagos or if it's Santiago,
My risk
bad
paid
days.
Go ahead. Maybe.
Lagos.
That
The
motherfucker.
one you would never been able to do anything about.
So
All right.
that goes 1,
It didn't spread too bad. Then.
2. Any spreading is bad spreading.
Yep. So we got our first. Hold on. You have to put a sticker on there.
Yep.
So I was handing the sheet
Yep.
over.
And
Lagos, that's the first time. Yeah. Okay.
so Lagos
That's
is now
good, that's good.
unstable. All right. Cairo. So that's the 2. All right.
All right. So at the beginning of my turn, I may look at the top 2 infection cards.
Yep. And there's no reason you actually can show them to everybody.
There will be Lima and Shanghai.
All right.
In that order.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's going to be
Yeah.
both of them anyway.
So,
Forecast powerful until you actually have to pull 3.
well, the trick is that I can instantly.
You can at least handle 2 of them. I mean, it's not.
I can go ahead and quarantine Shanghai.
Although it going up to 3 isn't a big deal, is it?
I get the ability to do it from anywhere. Why not?
It can become a big deal if we
Because
get
you
another
don't want
expedition.
Santiago to explode.
Yeah, you cannot reach Santiago.
I can't reach
unfortunately,
Santiago.
And
Well,
Well,
You
he
can if
he
you
can
use all
fly.
5.
He does have yellow cards, and he could technically use pilot to get over to the yellow side to try to keep shit under control.
he can. We're talking about
Yeah,
him
yeah,
and doing his quarantine action. He wouldn't be able to do everything, which is okay.
Everything in the clue.
I would rather take care of the problem before it becomes a problem.
Yep.
I can't do anything about that no matter what.
I'm talking about for your quarantine.
Okay, I can either quarantine Lima, or I can quarantine Shanghai.
Which neither one of neither
Oh,
one
because
are.
those are your.
Because those are the 2 cards. Listen, I can quarantine,
He can quarantine any spot on the board he
but
wants.
these 2 are coming up next.
Yeah.
I can go ahead and stop 1 cube from getting on the board now.
But also, you
or I can play ahead.
Yeah, Santiago's gonna get pulled.
Yeah, but aren't you going over there to do something about it on your turn?
I don't know.
Possibly.
Necessarily.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
I'd also point
I
out
can
one
try
thing.
to.
Well, here's the thing. If he gives 1, that's
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. He
That's all my
can't.
moves. I can't do anything after that.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys.
If
That's-
you quarantine San Diego,
What's the chances of pulling Santiago?
because
2 turns.
you're
Decent.
right next to Shanghai.
I mean, it's in 6
And 6
cards?
more cards, decent. I would, personally, I would hedge our bets and put it on Santiago. Since we know it's going
1,
to pop up.
2, 3, 4.
That's not a
That
bad
seems like
idea.
a plan.
And if San Francisco pops up, nothing happens.
Right.
So
So
my
your 2
first
player
2 cards
cards?
are Santiago and Osaka.
All right. So, go ahead and pull yours, Chief. Let's see how bad it gets.
Lima.
Lima gets 1. We know what it is. It's
Yeah,
Lima
and
and
Shanghai.
Shanghai. All
Which
right.
is red.
All right. And we're over to William. Go ahead.
I'll give you the Beijing card.
That's
We're both
1.
in the same city.
For the record,
Mm.
on your go,
Mm.
you may want to try real hard to have grilled cheeses Senai and Osaka together. Because
Yeah.
on my turn, I can give him Osaka, and you
Um,
can cure it.
Yeah.
Possibly better idea, depending on what pops up.
You gotta go and cure.
1,
Lagos.
cure, 2, 3. He's in Manila. Fly pawn to pawn.
And I can give him
Give him
Manila,
Manila.
too. Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Depends on what
And it
I do
leaves
with
you
my
in a
life.
position where your other part of the power is
So,
good.
pilot flight to Cardam.
Flashing the card.
Yep.
So it's 3.
3 gets you to Lagos.
1 to trade, 2 to fly, 3 to move,
Yep.
and 4 to
And
cure
4 to
1.
cure
Cure
one.
1 on Lagos. There we go.
Good round.
So, your 2 cards, sir.
Fuck.
I call bullshit.
We've drawn enough cards.
Mumbai,
Bye.
Yep.
epidemic.
All right.
Nice black if you couldn't see
So we're going to completely
No,
resolve.
that doesn't get a token. That's his city card
Yeah.
from
then-
Mumbai.
Yeah.
it. Whoa now.
But-
Don't be giving away free diseases.
All right. Intensify. What's our 3D?
Hong Kong.
Jeez.
So Hong Kong gets 3.
And they need to
The
wear
good
masks
news
or
is
some
that
shit.
we probably won't see an infection for another 4 or 5 turns.
And I'm over there too, which I can easily clear both of those.
Well, we got one thing to deal with first.
All right.
Do
Yeah.
you
So-
finish his turn or do
Well-
his card?
Well, we do the card because that now hasn't completely resolved. So, our next
No.
legacy
Oh,
card.
listen.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So our next legacy card is, let's see, draw this at the end of the game in April. Okay.
If it's another code, I'll be pissed.
Alert! Get pissed. Coda has mutated again, producing frightening results. Victim's skin turns translucent, showing the viscera and tissue beneath. Even worse, these faded often experience periods of great rage, attacking anything within sight.
Zombies, pretty much. Translucent zombies.
They are agitated and confused during these times, often hallucinating and exhibiting bizarre and abnormal behavior. After these aggressive periods, the faded are normal in demeanor, although horrible to behold. And we have 10 things we have to open. So with that in mind, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll let you know how the shit went down. All right, folks, so here's the bad shit that happened. And I emphasize bad shit. Coda is now Coda Charlie. It started the game as Coda Beta. Now it's Coda Charlie. Now, yes, Coda fuck you. Okay. So essentially, we are now playing Walking Dead Legacy.
It really reminds me of I Am Legend.
Yeah,
So-
it does.
We now have zombie tokens. These things are the Fated. The disease basically turns people into zombies now, the blue disease, that is. So
Translucent
Coda
Well, it,
is
it makes them
translucent
rage,
zombies.
and it makes their skin translucent.
Yes. Now,
See-through zombies. Can't be
here's the deal. Not only can blue not be cured, that means the Fated can't be cured. It means that we can't treat them. And quarantines will still stop them, but now, in addition to if we start our turn, or if we're in a city that outbreaks, we get a scar. Now, if we're in a city with the Fated at the start of our turn, we get a scar. Which they were kind enough to provide more scars.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case. The other parts of this is now the blue disease, now the Fated, can actually go beyond their normal borders. So if, for instance, we'll say Madrid, because there's actually a very real risk of this shit happening. If Madrid were to outbreak, then it would send the Fated into Algiers and Sao Paulo, which are not blue cities, but by God, they would be by the end of the game.
And they instantly become Faded cities.
Yes, and which we actually have a series of tokens. Dave has them over there, 4 Fated cities that we will use
Appropriately
to
enough.
mark them.
Radioactive symbols, because...
So, which I think are ideally supposed to cover the actual icon. We're not going to do that because this is going to be my default pandemic board when all is said and done. So we'll just put it somewhere near the city.
I think we can put it under it in most of them.
Yeah. So, yeah, shit just got real, folks. So, one thing we do have here that is nice is we do have a new game end upgrade option, which is we can get an unfunded event airstrike, which will let us bomb a Fated off the freaking board. So, but only one, and that's terrible. So,
Because it's going to...
yep. So I believe it was William's turn.
He ended this.
And
Okay,
so we still have to draw the cities to infect for William.
Lima,
So Lima gets 1 yellow,
Shanghai.
and Shanghai gets a red, which means it just outbroke.
Well, So Shanghai
So-
will send 1 to Beijing,
Okay, 1 to Beijing,
1 to Seoul, 1 to Tokyo,
1 to Tokyo,
1 to Taipei,
1 to Taipei, 1 to Hong Kong.
1 to Hong Kong. But
Which
we'll
will-
hold because you got to put a Shanghai sticker, and
Yep.
you need to put a Hong Kong is going to outbreak.
Yep, so...
Yeah, we are up to 3 outbreaks at this moment.
Yep. This game went south fast.
Like, no bullshit. This game was like, you know what, man? You've had way too
Well, you
easy
see,
so far.
this puts us
This is the
1/3
revenge of Mongolian fever.
Well, this puts us 1/3 of the way through the overall story. I got to put one there too. This puts us 1/3 of the way through the story. So like, this is the mid-season finale.
Okay.
Like, fuck you, you're done.
So, when Hong Kong explodes, it puts 1 in Taipei,
Yep,
1 in Manila,
yep,
1 in Ho Chi Minh City,
yep,
1 in Bangkok,
yep, and
And
one in Kolkata.
I have a feeling Grilled Jesus will be staying in that area.
Yes, he
for a
will.
while.
He will most definitely be staying around in that neck of the woods. So, and we needs to cure shit like
Fast.
toot sweet.
I got you, bro. I
Well,
got you.
it is your turn, and realistically, you could go 1 and cure, 2 and cure, or so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that puts 6 cubes back in the container.
Which
I
is
was
a real
gonna
good idea.
go 1 cure, 2. Well, 1,
Sure, Taipei's not a
2,
bad idea.
3, and then do 4
I would-
for Hong Kong. Well,
Yeah, because you don't have to move.
yeah.
1,
And then I could
Here's
just start my
2.
turn there and just instantly start banging out.
My suggestion I would do Hong Kong before Taipei because Hong Kong is not in here yet, and if Hong Kong outbreaks, then it's going to start rioting.
Okay. So Taipei's already in there. Or,
No, Taipei's not already in there, but Taipei also hasn't started any shit yet.
okay.
Well, it's your go either way.
Yep.
How you want to do it?
Going to Shanghai, use local connections, and then go. Use local connections on either or.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
It was the same. Yeah, that's
okay.
the same.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3,
And then he has a
fourth
fourth
go to
move.
wherever.
Either way, I'm doing.
I'm gonna be honest. No matter what the heck you do, I'm probably gonna want to move you to Manila so I can fly to you and give you the last red card you need.
So we can start knocking these out.
Yes.
So first move, I went from Tokyo to Shanghai. I then used the ability to cure all 3 cubes because I'm Jesus. I'm the medic.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use local connections for turn
3.
3 to take
Basically,
out
is to
Hong
show
Kong.
off. And
For 4, go to Taipei.
And then
go,
4.
or go to
You
Hong
sure?
Kong. That way, if Taipei does explode, you
You're
don't
not
get
safe.
scarred.
I was about to ask. You sure Taipei's
I'm gonna if I can do anything, I'm gonna make sure the medic stays out of any oh shit zone.
yes.
Yes, that's kind of a win game for y'all.
Because the local connections makes it really easy
Sure.
for me to fix.
All right.
That and if
What
you
you got?
Shanghai red
All right. So you don't need me, but good.
No, you just go
and
hotspot.
Sydney red as well.
And you'll have to discard
I'm
one.
actually gonna go ahead and get rid of Sydney because we won't need it after this.
Question before you do that. Do you want to place... are you aiming for the eradication objective, or do you want to try and go for the military?
No, we're aiming at the don't lose the game yet.
Yeah. Right now we're aiming if you don't lose the
purely
game
focused
objective.
I'm purely focused on
No,
just
the only question, the
eradication.
reason why I asked that is, might it be better for you to discard one of the others instead, so you'd have one red area to do that? But that's
I
I
kinda
get
wanna-
your point, but with them going back to back, they could theoretically
I can push him around through the rest
cure
of them.
4 cities by walking the medic through a.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
My focus
And I
was
have a red card to get over there and build one if we need to.
True enough.
And my focus was eradication, not, and these 2 can still be used to, oh shit, I need to get there really fast.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
yellow
All right.
is
So
the thing.
Yeah.
you got your 2. Pull your 2, sir.
Alright, guys, so we have Black Cairo
That scared me for a second. It looked blue in the picture from the way you pulled it up.
Which
Okay.
is
Next.
now another hotspot.
and Lagos yellow,
Lagos.
which goes back
Which
up.
our brave researcher managed to keep from outbreaking.
Alright.
Because he's in the
All right. So my turn.
Beast.
Breaks are open.
Are you building the research center?
Am I going to build it?
Because you could go 1, 2, and can we
He doesn't
cure
need a research center
for the red?
Yeah,
No,
I can
that was
cure
for a
anywhere.
military.
Okay.
What I
my
said,
mistake.
or I can build a
My
military just to do it.
Well, the other question is, can you cure a disease at a military?
No.
Then what's the point of them?
The point of military base, if you'll hand me the book,
Other
aside from being able to fly back and forth to them,
And that they don't get destroyed by outbreaks.
But they're
That
only
too.
used by certain characters. Not anybody can just fly.
Right now.
right? But there's the veteran ability, which one of us can get.
Yeah, true.
So-
Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So we don't know what all military bases will do just yet. It's also a win condition at the moment.
Yes.
So
And we do have the construction worker who can utilize them.
yes,
Pretty sure.
yes.
Pretty well.
If someone starts playing,
Operations expert. Right.
yeah. So
but if
anyway.
you can't cure from there,
Well,
But it does give it.
to
Here's
be
the thing: is
fair-
if we get a bunch of common structures, like if we can eventually common structure yellow,
then you
then
don't
we
have
never
to
actually
have
have to have a research
That's
station
right.
anymore.
And the rest is.
And then these are ways for us to jump back and forth between shit, even if the city's rioting.
Right.
And depending on how you do your end games, possibly have
Yeah.
an auto completed objective.
But here's my thought process at the moment. My thought process at the moment: the Paris card is up in here somewhere too, because it was one of the ones we drew.
Sure.
So 1, quarantine. 2, 3, walk to Manila for 4, and wait for my turn.
I'm on board. Whatever you want to do, buddy.
What do we think? Because that way I can build the military base.
Has
And
Taipei been pulled? Or
has
whatever
Taipei been pulled?
Wherever all
No.
3 of those
The
are.
other
Taipei
thing
is-
you could do.
Taipei is in the stack.
Yeah.
I
Because
could
otherwise it
go
wouldn't have
1,
three.
2, cure 3.
You could, but I was going to say was you do your Paris plan, right?
Yeah.
You fly to Atlanta and you quarantine Atlanta. We can't
Yeah.
have it becoming faded.
Yeah, Atlanta comes faded. We fucked. That's not a terrible thing.
Because if we don't have a permanent base somewhere, we start in the ruins of Atlanta. And if Atlanta's a faded city, and we start getting scars against faded cities, we're going to drown quickly.
Well, it scars if there are faded in the city.
Exactly.
So
Which
if
means at the beginning of the
Atlanta
game,
pulls and there's shit in Atlanta, everybody gets scarred.
So
God, that would suck.
you may want to go ahead and.
This is
I
not
hate
a-
to say it. I hate to say it, but this might be the game we lose, and the game now is to minimize the damage before the outbreaks happen.
I mean, I totally agree
Alright.
with that. I can see this shit going south real fast.
Let's make sure here. I can put a quarantine in any one city. So if I move,
That you're in.
Yeah. So 1, quarantine 2.
Spend the Atlanta card.
Spend Atlanta to fly there 3, and quarantine ATL.
Okay.
And thankfully, Atlanta hasn't been rioting.
Atlanta's only got hit with 1 cube this
All right.
entire game.
I have
Yes, you've been
Kolkata
lucky.
and Los Angeles as my 2 cards, and then my bullshit hits Hong Kong.
Which is here.
So that's 1 for Hong Kong.
Thanks,
Jesus
buddy.
was wise. Jesus was wise.
Taipei.
I mean, that's
All right. So
That's fine.
Taipei is going to explode.
Yep.
that's not fine.
1
So-
to Osaka.
1.
1 to Shanghai.
That doesn't. That
Nope.
Shanghai.
1 to Hong Kong.
Kong.
1 to Manila.
Manila.
And Taipei gets a sticker.
Yep. All right.
The East is uprising in all our The idea of zombies on their borders. And Mongolian fever everywhere.
And the thing
It was
about it,
50-50.
Taipei.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't disagree with either plan. If Atlanta does something bad does to Atlanta, we are really truly boned. So,
I almost feel bad. 'cause
and
I
even
took
if you had
Taipei
flown to Manila, what would you have done?
well, no. What I would have done is I would have jumped to Hong Kong.
That's 3.
Quarantine Taipei.
And
Gone
then,
to Taipei 4 and got a scar. You couldn't have been able to cure anything.
no, if I had just skipped Paris entirely, I
Oh.
would have went 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but you're trying to avoid the whole thing.
Okay.
with city.
Yeah, we don't want The Walking Dead.
I get to
I don't
look
even like that show.
I get to look at the first 2.
Yep.
So it's going to be Sydney and Tokyo.
Damn.
Which will operate.
Red is just being. Just,
That's the problem. Red's down to 7 cubes in the Petri edition. That is still a lost condition.
so I'm
Yeah.
assuming you're going to be throwing quarantines around.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and quarantine Tokyo.
Okay.
The
So
thing
that's
to
your
remember
free
is
one.
you're going to cure.
I am. You're
The
right.
moment you cure, you remove those.
Because I'm in the city.
And
Yeah.
I'm a
you
medic.
won.
And you go 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
they all go away, bye-bye.
I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys know. I'm going to take out the biggest one. So if it's got more than 1 cube, I'll
Okay,
go in there
well,
first.
so now I can also
Quarantine of blue.
quarantine Sydney and then walk over to Tokyo and remove the cube or some crap. What do you
Yeah.
guys want?
I'd be more comfortable with you doing Sydney.
Okay. I mean, I would prefer to keep quarantine the blue cities so we don't have to deal with that, but I get what you're saying. So 1, 2, remove is 3.
He went from San Francisco, in case you can't see the board,
Yeah,
to Tokyo.
to
Sure.
Tokyo.
I have 1 move left, so I'm just going to go ahead and
Go back to San Francisco.
nope. I'm going to move down to Osaka and get started.
Okay, so that's
Yeah, I mean,
that's all 4, right?
yeah, that's
that's
all
his
4 of
four.
my moves.
I would think. Okay.
My 2 cards are Algiers, which is black, which gives me 3 of the black cards.
On his next turn, he
And
can
London
use his
is
own
blue.
soccer card to
We're
build
close to each
base,
other, by the way.
and
I
then
can get you
fly
down
across
to
the
base
world.
if you.
So
Could.
All
I
right.
wasn't thinking that. I was
Your
thinking
twos,
still
sir.
better 'cause
My
they
2
were,
are
sending the minute with
Sydney,
hotspots.
which eats
We already
this.
know. Yep. And
Oh, I could have put it in Tokyo and stayed in Tokyo, and then it wouldn't have burned
it
it.
wouldn't have burned it, but oh well.
There you go.
All
right.
Didn't even
All right.
think about it.
You're up, good sir.
I like the
There's-
fact that you have new props, by the way.
Way too many options.
I like the fact that you have new props, by the way.
Yes, these are from the Pandemic on the Lab expansion. I like them better.
That's the first thing I said when I got here. I was like, this is fucking sweet. I love these little things.
So,
I found my petri dishes, so
what do you want to do?
That's a damn good question.
Removing from the city you're in is not a bad idea.
Oh, no,
Crying
I'm-
is always an option.
I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be mad with him.
Winning.
Fetal position first, then crying. Gotta do it appropriate.
No.
Because I know you
Not
guys have
rocking
been
back and forth over here.
you guys have been wanting these yellows eradicated for quite some time.
We've
so
been
we'll
wanting
get-
that common
I'm staying
structure.
in
I know,
for
I know.
3 games.
Yeah, but the likelihood of you carrying and eradicating yellow when you're doing a lot of damage control,
It's gonna be
It's
ready.
All we got to do is get through William's turn, and
Yeah.
red is going to be cured and cleaned up a lot.
We're gonna start looking towards
and
the
then you
future.
fear blue, as you should.
So you may want to go and start giving black cards to.
So
I was saying I have Delhi.
How many yellow cards are on the board?
I have 1, he has 1, you have 2, and Michael has 1.
If y'all get the yellow cards, like, to me, I can make my way back to the research center. But for the time being,
Well,
the problem
is us giving them to you we have to
It's
both
very
of us be in the
difficult.
same city
Yeah, I know.
the same city as the city.
as the card.
Although if you go and give Dave the black
They can
card,
pull from you for free.
then Dave will actually have it because he will be walking through Dave's city and can give him
For
black
him
card.
to give me that black card, he and I both have to be in Delhi.
We both have to be in Delhi.
You're in Osaka.
No,
No. You have to have the matching cards.
The researchers.
The researcher's the only one who gets to
that
break that
have
rule.
Oh.
Yeah, it makes life a bitch.
Now, to be fair, the way we built the scientist can share a card with the researcher with only one of us being in the right city. So, let's say William's character was in Delhi. No matter where I am, I could give him the card.
And I can give him the card.
Well, see, now as the researcher, he can give me any card, no matter what city he's in. So the researcher-scientist being co-workers is a beautiful connection.
Offbeat, by the way, there's brownies in there.
Yeah, there are brownies in there.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Go
let's-
get brownies, please.
We're
eat
still working
brownies.
on Will's turn here. I mean, honestly, dude, you should
No,
really
I'm going to do that.
Do we just go ahead and say one? And be done
at
with that?
least one.
Okay.
That's his first turn. He cures 1 cube from Lagos.
You could fly to Bogota for 2, move to Lima for 3, and remove 1 from Lima for 4, and keep an outbreak from happening there.
Remove a cube or quarantine it either way.
Sure,
Whatever floats your boat.
Remove a cube is better than quarantine.
because we're running out of quarantine tokens.
And cubes.
If you run out of quarantine tokens, you have to remove 1 from where you already have a quarantine to move it over.
I will go to. Yeah, I'll go to Bogota.
Okay, so William's
That's
the pilot,
two.
has the Bogota card.
But he's the researcher.
But he has
I
an
got the pilot
upgrade.
ability.
Oh.
See,
We upgraded.
everybody but the dispatcher has an upgrade now.
It's 3.
Turn 3, removed a cube from Lagos.
2 was go to Bogota.
Or was it-
3 was go to Lima.
Yeah,
4
that
was
was
remove a
remove.
cube.
Okay. So
Alright.
my turn is done.
So here are
Remove
your
the
2
cube
blue
from
cards.
Alright.
So he got,
I got Karachi and then unfunded event.
yes.
Grassroots program. The person who plays this card may discard up to 3 cities, remove 1 cube matching the color of each card from anywhere on the board.
So for example,
Play anytime, not in action. So I could probably do that now. Any
Well,
other card,
And you have to burn
well, you
that
have to
card.
burn. Well, hold on.
and I got Kinshasa.
For example,
Okay.
if I had that
Kinshasa,
card,
sorry, my bad.
I could play your
I pronounced
card,
that.
discard these 3 cards. One's yellow, one's red, one's blue. Then I can remove a yellow square, a red square, and a blue square from anywhere. So for you to use that card, William, you have to burn cards that are in your hand as well.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So burning the cards right now is not such a good idea.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying that's
Although
fine. It's something
it is
to
a
do.
way to go and get rid of blue squares.
It is.
It's also, but being the researcher, it also means he can meet up with anybody, give someone that event, which you normally can't
Right.
do.
That's also like. Then the original reason we put it in there was to help keep blue cards on the.
The last thing to remember is he has 2 black cards. I have 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other
I really just need to get y'all to the same place.
And survive. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that too.
here's your first bad card. Madrid.
Which
Madrid
is now
burns.
faded. No, it's
No,
got the token.
burns
So it
the
burns the
token.
token. Fantastic.
And number 2 is Raida.
Okay.
Now, at the beginning of your turn, red,
I'm going to cure red by spending all 5 of my red cards.
which instantly removes the disease from the city he's in because
And we
he
can
is
do
the Jesus.
And we can do that because we have the common structure ability on the red.
Yeah, he
disease.
doesn't have to be at a station to do it.
No research center required. Next step, I'm going to go ahead and go to Taipei for my turn 2.
So that burns those 3.
I will then move to.
Hold.
I will then.
Why
move,
don't you do your connection and then move?
Okay, I can do that. Local connection for
3 at Manila,
Manila,
and for 4 you
And
come visit
for-
me in Osaka.
and I'll go ahead and take the 2
All right.
What's up, bud? Hey, guy, we got rid of all these problems.
All right.
I
So
feel like I got rid of all
And you
these
know what's
problems.
no? That's well. Check this out. On my turn, I can fly out of Osaka to whatever city needs to be quarantined.
And to start my, or in my turn, Istanbul, which is black, and Washington, which is blue.
All right, so we've got a few turns with no epidemic, so get ready for that bad boy.
Yeah, that's going to suck.
First one is Santiago Yellow.
All
Burns,
right.
it's quarantine.
Yep.
Burns quarantine. And San Francisco Blue.
Burns,
Burns
it's
is quarantine.
All right. Would you like to be aware of your time?
Yep, we're going to finish the round in a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, I need you and William in the same city, and that's the bottom line.
Because Stone Cold said so.
Damn straight.
Awesome 316 instead.
Come on, come to Lima.
So-
It'll be fun.
Because if I move you to Lima, then on your turn, you just take those 2 cards cured instantly because you don't need to spend an action for it.
Okay.
Because Black's
And then you still have 2 actions left.
Okay.
So, with that said, he can go and build a military base in Osaka, use his Santiago card, just move there.
What's up?
We can do that same exact thing, except if you can get both of us to Santiago, he can take these 2 cards from me, and then we'll be in the same city, so I can get that yellow card from
That's a
him.
very good idea. And I can give him Santiago. And then
All I need.
he can get one yellow card or
All right.
or take a yellow card from someone or
And it
take
only
his entire
takes
turn
3
to
of
give
us to set
somebody
that up.
3 of them.
So, I use my first action to move you to Santiago. So there's that. I use my second action to move you to Santiago pawn to pawn.
May I suggest for your third action, you join us in Santiago so I can have a 5th action?
That's not a terrible idea. I've done
Does
2.
Santiago come up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
never
it.
mind it, never mind it.
All right.
Well, you're all in a
we
great
need as
position to
many-
spend a spare action to go ahead and cure.
We need quarantines.
Well, he's gonna throw a
He is
quarantine
the
out there
quarantiner,
somewhere.
So.
Yeah, I just.
And that way,
I have no
so
suggestions.
and if you're, no,
What yellow card do you
I've lost Angeles.
yes,
All right, so
a bit far from me.
all right, so then my third action, I'll move myself to Santiago to give you another action,
And shove.
and then I will shove his happy ass to Tokyo.
And there he goes. He cures another one just for being him.
Yep.
Here's your 2 cards. Let's hope for the best.
Lagos and Mexico City, Mexico.
Both of
Hey,
you.
here, what do you know?
All right,
Go ahead and
Law
get these
yellow
two,
cards.
I need yellow.
Cardum
which is
Boom.
here,
and Osaka, Japan.
which was back there.
I should have just left you where the hell you was.
Oh.
All
All
right,
right, so at the beginning of my turn, I get the forecast, and it's going to be Paris
which is quarantine.
and Delhi.
All right.
Which is the first new card. That's good for the
So
epidemic.
I get 5 actions because I'm in town with my cousin. So for action number 1 and 2, I'm going to steal these, and as a free action, I'm going to cure black.
We do that because it is efficient to sequence.
And we did lose out on the unfunded event because she
Sure.
used it for cure.
Yep.
Now,
You need the cures.
No, I have no problem
All
with you
right,
slitting the
so-
audience.
for my third action,
Military base.
I'm going to go ahead and where is Delhi?
India.
Delhi's there.
There. Yep.
I'm going to quarantine Delhi because I don't want any cubes in Delhi. Now, for my 4th action, I can either give him the card for Santiago, or I can leave Santiago, go wherever I want, and quarantine that place.
Are you thinking Madrid?
I am thinking Madrid because we know that Paris is coming up, or I can go to Paris and save the
The quarantine's already
quarantine
there.
that's there. Because let's be realistic, you have 3 cards. He has 3
1,
cards.
2.
You're already where he's at.
You still have 3
At the
actions
beginning of
left,
your-
right?
Go ahead, I'm all ears.
Okay.
Well, no,
Oh, listen.
At the beginning of your turn, you can give him 2. At the end of your turn, he has to discard. What do you got? 6. You'll have to discard 2.
Yeah.
1. Because
but
you
I
have
can.
8.
Yeah, but I can just fly to Chicago and then walk into Atlanta.
There's a lot of things you.
But
can
I
do.
know, but that will get me to where I
Right.
can cure yellow.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a
do you
game
want to
win.
build a military base in
No, I don't.
No, okay.
I want to leave Santiago and do my job as the quarantine
You
specialist.
said you have
Because remember, the first
So
blue
that way
cube
I
that
can-
hits the table becomes faded.
Yeah.
you said you had 3
I think it's
actions
not a
left?
bad idea for him to get the yellow
No,
card.
2
too,
actions.
Yes. No, I do have 3 actions
You have
because
3 actions?
curing was free because of the build-ups
Yeah.
we got.
Okay.
So and he has 5 because he started in the city with me.
You can you could fly to Madrid, place a quarantine there, then walk to Paris to save that quarantine marker, and also have coverage for blue in case of an epidemic.
See what I'm saying? I mean,
The risk there, though, is Santiago will have 3 cubes if we pull an epidemic.
Okay, hold on. So far, you've used 2. Is that right?
right.
Okay.
Santiago's
Let me throw this out there.
Santiago's not coming up.
Let me throw this out there. You've used 2.
Is it if an epidemic?
Okay.
True.
You're wanting to throw out another quarantine. You've already thrown a free one out, but
Yep.
you're trying to put one on Madrid.
I am.
Okay. Why don't you do this? Give him Santiago. That's 2.
That'll be 3.
That'll be your third
That'll be
action.
4.
No, it leaves you with 2 actions.
Right.
Now let me
I
think.
fly to London's 4.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be able to do it.
That's right.
So
I've
you'd
got to
actually-
use the
yeah, you've
Santiago
got to use
card
Santiago to do
so
it.
that I can leave Santiago and go wherever I want.
Between us, we can get yellow.
That's what I'm saying, is you guys can cure it.
Okay, so how does that work?
If I have the city card of the city I am, I can leave that city and go wherever I want.
That's a charter flight.
The
It's not
other
a
way to
direct
use the
flight.
card is I can fly to
I just
the
didn't
city.
know. I just didn't remember which ability.
Wait, can
it
you
was.
fly in Santiago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
Um,
sorry. Couldn't see the.
Santiago hadn't had an outbreak yet.
The one,
That's my fault.
I'm just going to throw this out there. The one potential flaw is if an epidemic comes up and there's a virus that trigger location for Santiago,
Yes.
that's 2 scars.
There is a chance that Santiago could
Is it
be
worth
reset
saving-
because of an epidemic.
Is it worth saving the quarantine marker in Paris, or do you cure 1 in Santiago, fly to Madrid, quarantine Madrid?
Although it's not, he knows that it's not in the top 2 cards.
No. If I draw an
talking about
epidemic,
We
then all these
shuffle
cards shuffle, go
50%
back on top,
chance.
and there's a slight chance that it
Looking
comes
at
up.
very high
Well,
odds.
but it will come
Or
3.
very low.
What you?
It was it's a 1 in 15 chance because
It'll be
first
a
thing
Which means
3
it's a
and
1 in
16.
5 chance.
yeah, it becomes
Yeah.
1 in 5 chance after that.
Okay. So the other side of the coin is I can quarantine this city. I can start curing this city. It's
Well-
up to you guys.
Joe brought up an interesting point. Take a cube 1, fly through, and then quarantine.
Yeah.
It prevents the risk of
It's
scarring
just going to
2
burn.
characters.
It's just going to. Okay, well, then the exact same problem can happen that you're talking about Santiago. But Paris will become a fated city. That's the threat. That's the threat. Do you want the chance that 2 characters might get scarred if epidemic and the Santiago comes up, or do you want the threat that an epidemic comes up and Paris comes up? I don't care which, because we know that Paris is going to pop. It's going to eat that quarantine.
Yeah.
Which
But
I'd
there's a
much
quarantine
rather
on at
eat
the
it. I'd
moment.
much rather a quarantine get
No,
in
no.
than take.
What
2
I'm saying
scars.
is the quarantine's going to come off.
Oh, it's one of the cities up here.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
the forecast.
Well, if I
if
eat
you, if
the
you pull the epidemic,
then
it
Paris
won't.
isn't coming up. So no,
You
I
have
think
a
you're
lot of
right.
questions
I think
here.
you're right. So I think
It's a
for
risk factor.
3, I cure 1 off Santiago.
Okay.
For 4, I leave Santiago
Charter flag.
and go to Madrid. And for 5, I quarantine Madrid.
All right.
Now I check my 2 cards, which are going to be Moscow Black and
And there's the
Epidemic.
epidemic. So we will.
Yep.
I was
Go
actually-
ahead. We're going to pause.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll see how bad gets. Okay, folks, we're back. That didn't take long. We're resolving our epidemic.
In Mexico City.
Which is not an auto faded. That's the other problem with the epidemics right now. That could have been an automatic.
Yeah. If a blue
faded.
one had come up, it would have been auto fade.
Unless it was Atlanta. That would have been a good thing for Atlanta.
All right, you guys ready?
The only way
actually,
that
no.
the only way we wind up with a faded city right now is if you pull San Francisco.
There ain't nothing I can do about it.
Yes, but you're the one who on the card, so we're going to
No.
blame you.
It's going to happen. And you minimize the risk.
Number 1, Cairo.
Cairo, and we're on
That's
Cairo just
Cairo's an
outbroke.
epidemic.
Yep.
Outbreak, rather.
That's our 5th outbreak, folks. So 1 to Algiers, 1 to Istanbul, 1 to Baghdad, 1 to Rida, and 1 to Khartoum.
Yep, that's fun times.
So
Alright.
how do the cures work?
Well, hold on. Let him put his sticker on there.
Yep. The way the cures work is once a disease, anyone now becomes the medic. So typically the medic walks in
And becomes Jesus.
and
He
becomes-
just instantly cures things.
Well, what I say, typically the medic's action is he would go into town and he would use his treat action, which everyone else treat is 1 cube. For the medic, it's all cubes of 1 color. When a disease is cured, everyone becomes the medic. We treat and we cure everything of 1 color. Grilled cheeses walks into town, everybody touches his scrubs and gets cured.
Right. So any of us can go to the black cubes for 1 action and remove all the cubes.
Right.
So number 2 is Mexico City.
Which just outbroke.
Riots.
So now Mexico City is rioting.
How did I see that happening?
So that is Los Angeles, at let's see,
Atlanta.
Chicago, not
yep,
Atlanta,
you're right. I'm
Chicago, Miami,
Bogota.
Bogota,
And Lima.
and Lima.
This is the first game we've had intermixing
And-
diseases. By the way.
Now, do remember that if we cure yellow, we've got one of our 2 things done.
You just have to eradicate, which
And
means
number
you
3 is
San Francisco. San Francisco is now a fated city.
And it is also City 0.
Yep, it is City 0, San Francisco, California.
How many did you put?
So
in there?
it gets 3 because it gets the one it would have and replaces any that are there. So City 0 is San Fran.
And also,
If any of us start in San Francisco, we get a scar.
Awesome.
So,
Luckily, we start anyway.
well, it's your turn, Grilled Cheeses.
Mr. Cheeses steps up to the plate.
May I suggest you fly your happy butt
Why no? Is it my turn?
to...
Yeah.
No, it's your turn. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
his turn.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Look, I said apologize 4 times. I don't know how many more you want.
I was
At
I'll
least-
take 3 more.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then play this back all you want to your heart's content.
Are you guys wanting me to stay over there? By the way, I'm just asking.
Well, hold on. I was
Short
going to
answer
send your
will
butt to
probably
the
be-
black zone just to clean it up.
Short
some.
answer is probably going to be no.
That's what I was thinking.
And you know why no? No. That's 2 actions. All right.
May I
Stop what just happened.
So the researcher's going to wind up giving me 2 yellow cards.
Mexico City and Bogota.
No, Bogota and Kinshasa.
Doesn't matter.
May I suggest that for your next actions, you go to Lima and remove 1 cube so that Lima can't outbreak.
That's actually what I was going to do.
Good, because
Good.
if you don't, we lose the game if Lima pops.
Well, if you think it and I think it, then it must be a good idea.
So for turn 3, he went to Lima, and then for his 4th and final turn, he took 1 cube off of Lima.
So that's where we're at now, and your 2 cards.
Now, unfortunately, we're in a time where epidemics can pop again.
Yeah.
Those are in your hand.
Okay.
Bangkok, which is red, and St. Petersburg, which is blue.
All right.
So you ready for your 3?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Sydney,
it's a red.
All right.
Lima,
Dodged a bullet.
No, that would have lost us the game.
and Madrid, which I'm there so the quarantine doesn't
stays.
doesn't come off.
All right.
So ultimately, you wind up in the best spot possible.
Cheese.
All right. Go grilled cheeses.
Alright. Well,
Dude,
It's tough because
I'm
if you
telling
move
you.
him away from
he needs to come to Istanbul. For 2, go to Cairo. For 3, cure Cairo.
No,
for
if
4,
he walks, he cures.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
black.
All right, I forgot we had to
So
cure.
Can also
1,
cure with local connection.
So 1, 2, 3, or actually 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's
Because he
no
does that one with local
connection.
connection. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
from Cairo to Khartoum.
And I
Yeah.
would also place him to eradicate it on his
Well,
next turn.
when he cures Khartoum, not only does, but he won't cure the.
He has to cure one or the other.
Yeah, he won't cure the black.
No, he can choose to.
Yeah, but why would he cure the black and not the yellow?
Yeah.
To eradicate black so you can win faster?
But if the yellow cubes leave, we lose the game.
Yeah, if we run out of yellow cubes, we're done.
It's your call, buddy.
I'm gonna fly to Istanbul by burning my Istanbul card, which is going to put me here. As soon as I get there, it goes away because of my.
Can I,
Because he's cheeses, so that's 1.
can I make one recommendation before you finish out that move?
I'm all ears.
If you walk through Algiers to get rid of that one, since that's only there because of an outbreak anyway, to your local connection Khartoum for that one. And also on your next round, that puts you in position to eradicate black, get your other objective you're going to have to get.
And you can local connections
Well,
Khartoum for the
by
2
that
yellow.
argument, he could 1 local connections 2 local connections 2 move 3. Mike can cure and then walk his ass through the rest of them on Mike's turn and do the same thing.
My turn, just because I fucking want to do this.
Do it.
I'm gonna
Do
go.
what you
I'm gonna
wanna
go
do.
to Cairo. It's gonna get rid of the 3 cubes there.
Okay.
That's
I'm
2.
going to local connect the 2 yellows for my 3rd turn. In my 4th turn, I'm going to walk to.
That's 4.
Okay.
Right.
Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to think something.
If you went and walked into
Okay.
Kurokan, would it just get all of them?
No, just the flags.
Let's
They
roll.
don't matter for yellow.
Do you mind if we roll this back for a second? Because here's what I just thought of something.
We'll put the 2 back in Khartoum. 2 yellow.
TL and cartoon, yeah. All right. Banking off what he just said.
Mm-hmm.
This was 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
2, 3, 4 on my turn. Cure yellow. 2, 3, win. I only need 4 actions. I take 1 to get to. Well, no, I'll actually wind up. We won't win. So I would get to Chicago from where I'm at. That's 1. It would get me there. 2, 3. Nope, that don't work. Do what you was doing.
Alright, so second move, Cairo clears them, local connections 3,
and you're walking to
then
Rida.
walking to Rida for 4.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
You would
like
need
2
cards.
I would need more actions.
You would need 2 actions to do.
Go ahead,
what I
Chief.
was thinking
What are
you
they?
could have done.
San Francisco Blue and Epidemic.
Shite!
Well, the good news is this is the 4th epidemic.
Which means there's one left.
There's one left in all these cards. The epidemic is in Atlanta.
Burn!
Yes. So, doesn't matter if 1 cube or 3 cubes, quarantine saves the day. There's one problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, you got
Good luck.
a 50-50 shot. We're going to pull fucking Atlanta, Georgia.
But you can get to
Only
it
get one
if
cube.
he doesn't pull it. You get to Atlanta and you put another quarantine and cure yellow.
If he gets to Atlanta and cures, he's going to have one move left. He gets the
I get
hell
the
out
fuck out of
of Atlanta, and he don't have to worry about it. All right, number 1, Atlanta.
So see,
on.
not even
It's a fallen city.
not even a freaking issue. It is a fallen city now. Let me get off.
Faded city.
Faded city.
Faded.
Yep.
Yeah, not fallen, faded.
Number
Wait,
2,
wait, hold on. that means we
Madrid,
get scholars
which
now.
don't worry about it. He has to start his turn in that city
Yeah,
to get a
you start-
I
scholar.
have to start.
He
the
can
turn.
run through it all day long.
Yeah,
we,
I can
we
be.
all have to start in it.
That this
That's
will only.
next game.
Yeah, and this will only matter if the zombies are in Atlanta while we're there.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
You want another? Hold on. You want to know another thing? We can leave this city here at the end of the game, and we can start in Baghdad then instead.
Nope.
No, we
It's
can't.
only research
Research stations are where you start, not military bases.
I will check it again.
Okay.
And number 3 is Sydney.
Okay. Where was the other one?
Number 3 is Sydney.
Time
Oh,
to
what was
go and
number two?
build a research
Number 2
center
was
before the end
Madrid,
of the
which
game.
I'm in.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It actually kind of is.
That's the second time I protected that quarantine.
all right,
Like, we're sick. No, you're not. Get back in your house.
all right. So it's my turn, huh?
Yeah. Well, you do have.
I really wish that was something heavier.
Hold on. Manila. Let's see what the other 3 cards you have. Kolkata.
in Chicago.
Where the hell is Kolkata?
You have
Kolkata
8,
is.
you have 8 cards. You got the burn.
That's
one.
it's right here.
There. To me, yeah, I do have to burn one. I would
That's true.
have burned Manila.
We forgot about that. What I'm thinking is there a place that you can get to easy to build a base there? But there isn't. That's all I was looking.
Okay.
I moved me and not you.
All right. So I'm going to burn Chicago to fly from Santiago to Chi-Town.
That's 1.
That's 1.
Chirac.
I'm going to go 2 and walk into Atlanta, Georgia.
Watch out for the zombies.
3, I'm going to cure yellow.
Yep.
4, I'm going to run like a scalded
Well,
dog to Miami.
Come to see your cousin in
Oh,
Madrid.
yeah, sure, because I give you more action. So I'll fly to Madrid.
If you're
Still, I'm getting out of Atlanta.
Well, drop that yellow bottle down in
Yep.
the spot.
All right. Deuces. What have I got?
What have you got?
New York and Lima. And hold on, New York's the event.
It lets you remove one.
Remove
cube.
one disease cube from anywhere on the board I so choose. Lima.
I would. Yes.
Well, Lima or Mexico.
Oh, Mexico
He's
City.
in Lima. So,
Yeah.
all right. So
Yeah. Go
remove
ahead and
one
burn it
from
now.
there. All right.
Let's save the scars for later, guys.
Of note, just keep in mind for future games, it says cube. It won't work for
Yeah, it doesn't work on the faded. That's what
right.
the airstrike is for.
Yes.
Mexico City.
It ruptures.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
So, hold on.
No, you don't take from.
All right. So, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3,
Now, Miami and Chicago.
4, 5. All right.
All right. Well, hold on. Mexico needs a sticker.
Yep. I'm gonna put it there in a minute because
Okay.
we just lost.
Hello?
Lima
And
outbreaks.
that's a scar.
And he gets a scar because he's in Lima when it outbreaks. All right. So GG, we got to put stickers on Mexico and Lima.
Man, we were so close to holding this down.
Yep. Folks,
Wait, did we just
this
lose?
yeah, we just lost.
Lima exploded.
Lima exploded too, so we are boom.
8 outbreaks.
Lost by a turn.
Yep. So, folks, this one was a nail biter.
They still would have had to eradicate.
Good job, you failures.
Yeah. Screw the eradicate. We were just trying to live and not get
yeah.
scars.
Well, no, I'm saying
Which
it
we
wasn't
succeeded.
a loss by a turn.
No, we
It was
didn't
a bit more
succeed.
No, we didn't.
He's-
'cause- yeah.
William's going to wind up getting a scar. So, folks,
No. Do you want to do
we have failed this map.
you have a legacy card to pull. The end of the first game in April.
Well, it's the prize card.
If you.
Sure.
No, it's just the end of the first game in April.
Yeah, it's the win bonus card.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you have to win.
We have to win to do it. So I'll leave
Okay,
it there.
so let
So,
Mike
folks,
do his finish.
When
Sorry.
When next we come back, we will see exactly how bad shit is for our end game. We will have some bonuses that will hopefully save our butts for the next one, and
Get funding back.
yeah, we'll have some funding. There'll be some events in the deck, and we will try April once again. So until next time, folks, for everyone here at RQR, for Dave the Head, Justin, myself, our peanut gallery of Coop and the Ronin News Network, and Will, wherever he is. I think he's behind me. Wave,
His next
Will.
of kin called.
There's Will. We'll see you next time on RQR.
They got a news report out of Lima and went,